What's going on today, people? You already know what it is. It's your boy Tunchi, and this is Y.B.E.T.V. Today is a freestyle, yes. Before we get into this freestyle, we definitely got to pay some bills. Hit me up at www.ybetv.org and go to Ask Tune, and you can ask me whatever you want. It definitely ain't got to be about trucking, but if it is, I ain't mad at you. And you know you got to check out the business course. If you out here doing business and you ain't got your business structured correctly, you are messing up. What's a DUNS number? What's your DUNS and what's a paydex score? If you don't know the answer to these things, you definitely need to sign up for my business course. www.ybetv.org/course. We will teach you how to structure your business correctly, and we will also give you information on how to obtain business credit. Come on, get some funding for your business so you can quit putting your social security number down. And last but not least, go to www.ybetv.org/shop. We got ink pens, we got bumper stickers, we got if you don't want to end up in a box, t-shirts. Like, man, we got it going on, man. So make sure you go check us out. Go spend $2 or $3 so we could keep this channel going on and give you the content that you love. All right, today is a freestyle about trucking is a setup. Now, it is a setup. We automatically know that we are held to a higher standard, and I think that as drivers, we are definitely picked on. We are definitely persecuted, and I really hate it. I think that, man, truck drivers, we really have it hard for us to be the veins and the blood that's flowing through this country. No, I'm not about to have a crybaby session. I'm just about to have an honest session. I think that it's totally is ridiculous, it's ludicrous the way that truck drivers are treated. Because, for example, okay, if you're riding through Wyoming and it's a wind advisory and you have a load and it's 26,000 pounds, if you riding, sometimes those wind speeds can get up to 70 miles per hour. They can get high. But let's just say you riding and it just say a high wind advisory. You don't know it. You know what I'm saying? There's no way for you to really be constantly checking it, especially in Wyoming, because you get terrible service out there in Wyoming a lot of the time anyway. So you see the sign says wind advisory, light loads get off the road. Now, if you riding down the road and you got 26,000 pounds, for a certain amount of miles per hour for speed of the wind, it can be very dangerous. It can roll you over. Now, let's take death out of the equation. We're not going to think about death right now. We're going to think about your license. I pulled into a weigh station, and I asked DOT. They asked me to come in, and I said, you know what, DOT, while you check that out, I'm good. They say, yeah, your permit is good. You can go back to your truck. I say, I want to talk to you for a couple minutes. Do you guys have a couple minutes? They say, go ahead. It wasn't busy. So I said, man, listen, when there's a wind advisory, if I get rolled over, it's my fault. They say, yes, it's your fault. You should have knew the conditions. I say, okay. If you tell me light loads need to be off the road exactly to the number amount, what is considered a light load, they say there's no real rule about that. It's just like, you should know. I'm like, okay, if I should know, and I've only been doing this for a couple years, how long have you been a DOT? I've been here for 15 years. Okay, well, you answer that question. You should know. How much is considered a light load? I don't know, man. Like, honestly, I couldn't tell. Can anybody in this place tell me? No, we can't. So you telling me I'm at fault for not knowing something that nobody knows. So you telling me I got to be almost a rocket scientist? You know what I'm saying? I got to be a meteorologist? You know what I'm saying? I think that that's totally unfair. And I said, okay, what if I'm going down the road and it's no reports, everything is great? They say, yeah. And a tornado come out of nowhere and roll me over. It's your fault. Why? You're supposed to be aware of the conditions. What if the meteorologist wrong that day? They said nothing about this high wind speed or nothing this day. Well, you need to be aware of your conditions. Wow. Black ice, accidents, deer strikes. If you slam on your brakes and you on some ice because you don't want to hit a deer, your license is screwed. Like, another thing that even DOT officers say, like, sometimes I let these guys go away. Like, I had a guy with a motorcycle, he was speeding. He was clearly speeding. He was doing like 10 or 15 over the speed limit. Now, I was about to give him a ticket, of course. But when I seen he had a CDL, I let him go. I say, for real? Why? He say, because I think it's totally unfair. That as a driver, I drive a motorcycle and sometimes I speed. If I get a ticket, it don't affect my job. You know, like if I get a ticket, it don't goes on as points on my license to affect my job like that. Like, yes, I could get dinged for speeding, but the smallest, stupidest thing actually goes against your professional driver's license. I'm like, yeah, that's true. He was like, and I think that they really crapped on the CDL drivers like that, and it's really unfair. I'm like, it's totally true. That CSA 2010 really, really screwed us. Definitely screwed us outside of trucking. It really screwed us because we held to a standard that's totally ridiculous and is inhuman. They, like, prime example, and this is a true story. This is a true story. I was with a company here in England, and I went into a DOT scale, and I was in there doing the paperwork, and he was like, you know why I pulled you in, right? I was like, no, everything, like, my truck was fine. I pre-tripped. He was like, no, it's nothing wrong with your truck. It's nothing wrong with you. I'm like, well, why? He was like, because you with CR England. I say, this is just me telling the truth, I swear. I was like, are you serious? He said, yeah, I was in Utah. I'll never forget it. He said, yeah. I say, wow, okay. He was like, you know why? I'm like, no. He was like, do you know what their safety rating is? I was like, no, what is it? It was 100 at the time. I swear to you, if I'm lying, I am flying. It was 100. Now, why I'm getting excited about it being a 100 is because safety ratings go from 0 to 100. Just like Drake album, 0 to 100. That's all you get. 100 being the worst. You supposed to be fined, shut down, treated badly, made to shut down until you able to figure out something and just going crazy, right? England's doors never closed. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's amazing that one of the Englands actually sat on the board, which is funny, ain't it? As the Peasley driver, if you get over a 60, you will not be able to feed your family. But these billion-dollar companies is able to keep on putting out drivers. England was screwing drivers. I'm talking about they would get an influx of trucks, and they would put a driver out on the road, and they would have to do 30 days with a trainer, right? I swear they was upgrading them people under 2 weeks. They was making sure they was putting them people in trucks by themselves in less than 2 weeks, 10 days, 10, 11 days. All right, upgrade them. Let me put them in a truck. And when they go out and they have an accident because they undereducated in their craft, CR England cut them and move on to the next victim. So, like, be very careful. It is very hard to keep your license clean in trucking because what you do on your personal watch affects your license. What you do as a professional affects your license. And it's very, very strict things that you got to go by versus these companies get away with everything and everybody fines you for everything. Just like if you going down the road and one of your lights go out, you hit a pothole, a light go out, you don't know it. They gonna get you. They gonna pull you over and they gonna ticket you. And the ticket is gonna be like a car ticket on steroids. So I'm telling you, make sure you check into that. I don't want to scare anybody out of the industry. I just want to make sure that I let you know the pros and cons of the industry that you're getting yourself into. And there's a lot of pros to it, but there's a lot of cons to it too. So I just want to let you know some of the things that I was thinking about, man. And that's one of my freestyles. I hope that helps somebody. I hope that you enjoy that. You already know what it is. This your boy Tunchi. Man, check me out. Check out the business class. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. Y.B.E.T.V.
Drug dealing and killing is going on in my town. It don't take a killer to kill or a driller to drill. See, just being yourself is the definition of real.